Welcome, everyone, and thank you for tuning into Black Women Connecting Communities. This is our Unapologetically Black series. On today's episode, we'll be talking to Black leaders in education. So tune in. We'll be talking about some music education and educating our youth on violence. We'll be right back. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, ladies. We are here today on Black Women Connecting Communities. We have myself, Carib Jim. You'll see me in a second for those who looking visually. I'm doing two things today. I'm audio and visual. Shout out to Chris. There you go. Here I go. What's up, ladies? What's up, Ty? What's up, Portia?
What's up? What's up?
Hey,
Happy
what's going
222.
on?
Oh, what's going
222,
on?
22.
Yes,
Today's a good day.
yes, and happy birthday.
Been a lot of posts about
I
222.
know. I was like, I didn't realize so many people wanted to be from Baltimore today.
I've been seeing
Two
that. I've
twenty
been
two
seeing that
twenty
meme
two.
going around.
I missed it.
But what's going on, ladies? I know tonight is going to be, obviously, we're still in Black History Month. Still February, even though Black History is every month, every day, we have to celebrate each other and our history, everything. Um, also, I'm loving the fact that we're starting off now. Just mind you, our full series are kind of, we haven't fully started. We're just kind of dropping some nice little impromptus for you guys, some specials for everyone. But shout out to last night's guest, Cynthia Dorsey, Carrie McConnell, Jones, and Foxy Boxy. They were featured on the unapologetically, say that fast like three times, unapologetically black, on the media side. So shout out to them for joining our crew last night and getting deep down. You guys can catch that recap tonight. Like Tara said, like Carib Jim said, is all about education, and we have three wonderful guests that's going to be joining us in just a few moments. But I think we wanted to get into the Black History fact. Is that correct?
Yes, let's teach, let's learn. It's about
Sure.
education tonight.
So
So let's
yes,
learn
so
some
it's about
facts.
education. So
Yeah.
education. Let's talk about John Chavis, who is the first known African American to receive a college degree in the U.S. He graduated from Washington and Lee University in 1799.
Ah,
That's definitely history. Like that is like way back, back. So, so that's a good Black History
Yeah, that's
fact,
back there.
educational fact.
yes. On my end, I have the Association for the Study of what is it, African American Life and History.
Mm-hmm.
And what I see is that the theme for Black History Month is Black health and wellness. It didn't say just health and wellness, but Black health and wellness. And what that stuck out to me, it just stood out to me because we, as Black, people of color, have taken so much, and we're still taking a toll to this day. As long as history going on, it's been history of years and centuries of taking what we've taken. So yes,
Mm.
focus on our health and our mental health and wellness, as we're already there ourselves because we feel it. So it's like we got
I,
to focus on our mind, body, health, and spirit.
and you already know I'm so for that. Like every
Yeah.
single day, I need to like just decompress
Yes.
and get myself together. And every day is not easy to do that, but you have to make it. You have to make it a choice. You have to make it a. I don't even want to say a sacrifice, but you definitely have to make it a choice. A priority is a better word, and yeah, that mental health and wellness, man,
Be committed.
very
Be
committed.
committed.
So
Yes.
should we go ahead and bring on our our first guest of the night?
Well, I think that first we should take a quick break because I really want to play a track by our first guest to bring him in.
For
Ooh,
sure.
okay.
Yes, we have a nice track, and this one is called I just want you to know. And for those listening out there, if you want to hear tonight's music, then you got to check us out on Wow Radio. You got to go to www.wowuradio.net/BLK Women CC. Should be right there on the screen so you can see it. If you want to hear the music, please go ahead and tune in there. Here, we're going to take a break. You'll hear some nice elevator music. But if you want to hear this dope track by Conscience the MC. He'll be coming up next. This is called I Just Want You To. So keep it locked right here to Wow Radio
All
and Black
right.
Women Connecting Communities. We'll be right back, you guys. Welcome, welcome back, everybody. You turned
Yes.
into Black Women Connecting Communities, and this is our Unapologetically Black. I had to say it slow.
Yeah.
Unapologetically Black series. Um, we're in our education episode, and then we have a special guest coming up next, and I'm going to let Ty introduce him. But the song you just heard was definitely by him, and it was called "I Just Want You." And I really enjoyed. I don't know if you guys saw me jamming, but I was jamming in the green room.
Yes, so I am so excited to bring on our first guest of the night. I've known him forever and actually met him when he was just getting started doing his thing. Oh my gosh, so many years ago. And now he's been full blown just in the music industry, in the community, working with so many different people, receiving so many accolades, just doing his thing. Welcome, Conscience, the MC, to Black Women Connecting Communities.
Peace, love, and
Welcome.
light. Thank you. Thank y'all for having me. How y'all doing?
Yeah. So listen. So you are, and I didn't even really fully read your bio like I should have. So you're an international hip hop artist, songwriter, global arts educator, youth advocate, and inspirational speaker. And you're also the founder and CEO of Edutainment, right? Unlimited
Yep.
LLC. Um, Former governor on the Grammy chapter board, current voting member of the Grammy Recording Academy, just so many different things. And you're also the MC and founder of Classically Dope, which is pretty dope, I must say, if you guys
I
haven't checked that
appreciate
out.
you.
So, welcome once again. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for joining us. We wanted to bring you on because, we're talking about leaders in education, and you're the first person that popped up in regards to just making an impact, especially when it involves the youth. If you guys don't follow Conscious, make sure that you do that. He is definitely working in the community. So my first question to you, Conscious, is describe your role and your contribution as an educator.
Well, again, thank y'all for having me. And I just like to sum it up as empowering voices and mind through rhythm and rhymes. Creating a safe space for creative expression and allowing youth to not only share their story, but but also to be heard. I think it's very important for youth voice to be heard, because ultimately tomorrow they're going to be the ones driving this vehicle that we're trying
Right.
to navigate as grown-ups today. So that's really what it is. Just about empowering others through rhythm and rhyme and giving them a space to use their voice and to say something meaningful.
That is awesome. And okay, so let's just kind of backtrack here because, you started out, as deep into hip hop, the roots of hip hop as an MC. Can you kind of tell a little bit about your journey, like how you started, deciding you wanted to get into the music industry, and then now deciding you want to help these young children learn the industry as well as others? Can you give us a little background on that?
Oh yeah. I won't make that story too long. Actually, an important piece of this arts education journey, I have to shout out my mentor, who actually is the only other hip hop artist besides Jay-Z to have a Peabody Award. And he's from DC too. His name is Asheru.
Nice.
Um, he's the writer of and writer and performer of the Boondocks theme song too. So actually, what happened? I was music started with go-go, of course, years
Mhm.
ago when I was a teenager, and as I progressed, I always just loved the culture, hip hop, and decided to do that with a live band. And now, fast forward today, I'm doing it with a classical ensemble. But how it branched off into actually the education arena, I had left my job back in 2012. Actually, July of this year will be a 10-year anniversary of me being uh, government job free. And so I left this place and I got a call from Asheru, and he asked me if I ever thought about taking hip hop to schools. And I was like, "What you mean?" And he was like, "Yeah, like I got this organization and we take artists in the schools and we place like hip hop artists with language arts teachers, math teachers, and science teachers, and help them build like rhythmic curriculums." And I was like, "All right, cool, that sounds all right." And when I left my job, I didn't have no other option well, no other option, but no other avenue for income that I wanted. And so I dove right into it. And here we are 10 years later. He gave me a blueprint where I've been able to take it and kind of construct my own curriculum that includes like the Common Core standards and just create courses centered around creative writing, music audio production, violence prevention, community building, and like combating oppression, but all using hip hop and spoken word is like the adhesive to bring all of these components together.
That is so dope. That is so dope. So tell us, like, what has been one of your fondest moments or experiences working with the youth? Because the youth, they're very honest, right? And
Mhm.
they're very, they'll keep you on your toes for sure. So what has been maybe one, can you name one like memorable moment where you was like, oh wow, they get it, or wow, I'm really loving what I'm giving back to these young kids.
Yeah. I was in South Africa. This was just before the pandemic. It was February 2020. And I did a workshop with some youth, and we went to Soweto. And this one young lady, she never wrote before, but she wanted to tell a story about how the young girls down there didn't have access to sanitary napkins. And so she came up with this like eloquent story about a group of young girls that went on this mission to find sanitary napkins. It was like super creative and so they came together at the end of the workshop and they did like a play that include, I don't know if you remember like Hip Hopper, but it was
Yep.
kind of like that, where they did like a skit, but utilizing poetry and hip hop to tell their story of how they didn't have access to and how it was very important that they needed, you know what I'm saying, this product. I think that might have been one of the most memorable ones.
That is wow. That is dope. Did you record that? Like, can we see that? Can we check that out? Or like,
I can send it to you.
where
Yeah,
did you guys take that?
it was we were it was at a rec center,
Okay.
and we were at a rec center in Soweto, and it was a school that I partnered with while I was down there. I'll send you the footage. I'll send you the
That'd be
footage.
awesome. I would love to see that. I would
Yeah,
love to see that. And I'm pretty sure our viewers would love to get a snippet of that as well. I want to congratulate you as the Whammy finalist for the educator. Is it the educator award for the
yeah.
Whammy?
Mhm.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What has it been like? Because you've been nominated and you've been receiving a lot of accolades. I know that you've been working really hard, and you speak about just being 10 years working that 9 to 5 free, like 10 years free for working 9 to 5. So
Yeah.
how has it been to kind of finally see the recognition and to get the recognition that you deserve?
Um, it's
I'm pretty
cool.
sure you could get more, but
Yeah. I appreciate it. I haven't received the recognition that I'm actually looking for yet, but it's in process. You know what I mean? I think I mean, as you know, in this community of the DMV, it's to maintain relevancy in this area is very difficult. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? And to see it, to see the smart work being acknowledged is very, very appreciative. I think early on it would have been like way more humbling, but now I'm really at a place where I'm like, okay, I deserve to be recognized for that.
right,
Yeah.
right.
So that's
I
really where I'm at.
okay, you're very humble because trust and believe. I already know, like you definitely deserve then some more. You've been working your butt off. But once again, congratulations on that. We do have to take another quick break, but I do want to get into Funk the Earth. I
Okay.
want to talk about that. And then one of my favorite singles as of right now is the Smile single. And I know I'm not saying they're fully out, but I love that. And I think we're going to be
Oh,
playing that up next.
okay.
So you guys make sure you take a listen to this right here. And we'll be right back right here on Black Women Connecting Communities. All right, so I believe we are back right here on Black Women Connected Communities, and I am sitting here with Conscious the MC during our Unapologetically Black Leaders in Education series. Thank you so much once again, Conscious, for joining. So, what does it mean to be unapologetically Black to you?
Oh man, that's a good.
That's a good question, right? And I
That's
was
a
able
very
to
good
say it
question.
without stumbling.
That
How
was a
about
very
that?
good. That's a very good question. What it means to be unapologetically black. Um, for me, that means to always apply pressure to yourself to be greater, and let the haters choke on whatever they see and don't like in the process.
You said that with such a straight face.
Yeah,
That just came out of nowhere.
yeah.
I like that. Say that again. I may need to quote
I
you on that.
I may forgot it.
You may
That's
forgot. So we got to
let
run
me
that
see
back
it.
so I can quote you on that.
Um,
But listen,
yeah.
so I want to get into Funk the Earth
Okay.
because this I've been watching, watching you promote it a lot. Give some people just some insight on this project, the Funk the Earth project.
Um. Okay. Well, a couple things. Can I give you like a little brief history about how it came about? Can I? Is that cool?
Yes, of
All right.
course.
So, back in 2018, I was in New York for the Grammys, and they had I was nominated for this other award show that was going on up there that same weekend. And it was put on by this dude, this ex Grammy winner, and so while he was there, I was like, "Yo, we need to collaborate." And you know how when you places and you bump into folks and you be like, "Yo, we need to work," and they be like, "Yeah, all right, cool," but it really be Hollywood talk the whole time, right?
Yeah, you never hear from.
Exactly. So 2 years passed because I went to South Africa in 2019 and did a video with this guy, and then just this guy I did a video with happened to be best friends with this guy that I was like, "Yo, we need to collab with" in 2018. So I get a call from this same guy in 2020. His name is Ricky Cage. He's an Indian composer, and he's uh, world hero with like GQ magazine, and he's tied with the United Nations as a land ambassador for a couple of agencies under the United Nations umbrella. And so he had hit me up and was like, "Yo, you want to do a children's album?" And I was like, I didn't even know where that came from, but it made sense. Like it was like, all right, you already work with kids, why not do a kids album? And then as the details came out, I found out that it was actually in conjunction with the United Nations and UNICEF and the 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 Convention to Combat the Certification Office, and they ended up United Nations ended up bringing me in to do a workshop with some kids, and
Nice.
so it turned into this whole big thing, and so we were like, all right, cool, let's do an album. And so we did this album, and it's focusing on the environmental sustainability goals as listed by the United Nations. And it's the lyrics from the album are going to be in textbooks in India in the public schools for them to, have I guess a fun and cool way to learn about saving the planet.
That is so
And
dope.
yeah, it's really cool. So I wasn't expecting it. Like I said, this is the first time I ever done a kids project, and that's how it came about. And we got a lot of good promo behind it. The album featured this guy named Baba Maul, who did he voiced the Wakanda soundtrack for Black Panther. So like all of the like African dialogue that you hear in the
Mhm.
background and some of the noises, that's him. I got him on the album. A few other really prominent folks that are in the world music sector of music are involved in it, and it's doing pretty good. I'm not mad at it. It's the first time in a long time that my royalty checks have been okay. Nice.
That's always good. That is
Yeah,
always good. Congrats on that. I mean that's huge. That is
yeah.
huge. So I'm expecting, and I'm just throwing it out there, like there's going to be more children's albums or more just kind of collaborations like this just over the world, across the world, with you.
No, for sure.
You definitely doing some major things. I always say I'm proud of you because, like I said, we've known each other forever, and just to see, just how you've progressed in this industry, how you've kind of just taken it on your own. You've pretty much created your own lane, so to
Yeah,
speak. You've pretty much created your own lane. So even though you're humble, we're going to just take this time just to kind of, make your head a little bit big and just basically tell you just how dope you are
I
and how
appreciate
proud we
that.
are of everything that
I
you're doing and
appreciate
all the
that.
success.
Thank you.
Let everyone know where they can follow you or check out some of your music
Oh,
and projects.
dope, dope. Conscious.com, KONSHENS.com. Working on another classically dope project. I have we're doing some collaboration with the Sugar Hill Gang, which is really crazy. And I also have some classical music singles coming out, and working on another children's album that hopefully be out by the springtime. So yeah, everything at www.conscious.com, online at consciousdmc, for your social media. And yeah, I want to thank you all again for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to sit down and speak with you, Taz. Dope.
Thank you so much. And listen, so Portia, I know that we have a second half of this more leaders in education coming up. Really, really excited to bring on positive role models as well as um, domestic wares mini tags. That's going to be coming up in our next segment. So should we take a quick break and we'll be right back and introduce those conscious thank you once again for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
We'll be right back right here on Black Women Connecting Communities.
Peace.
All right, welcome back, Black Women Connected Communities. We just got finished with Conscience the MC as we're doing our unapologetically Black leaders, well, unapologetically Black series, and tonight is all about leaders in education. We just played Funk the Earth by Conscience, the MC. Once again, thanks to him for joining us tonight. And Portia, we got some other phenomenal guests and leaders in education joining us coming up now. Can you go ahead and bring them on?
Yeah. And I actually connected with through the second guest that I have coming up. And that was last year at our Youth Talent Showcase, Passion Over Poverty 2021. And I happened to connect with this young lady who and her son. They had these productions about how about relationships, how you interact in relationships, and really just put it in your face, whether it was raw, beautiful, ugly, bad, good. And I loved it and was intrigued by it. So my next guest is Letitia, who is the founder of Positive Role Models. And I know there is a parent company, but I will let her speak about it. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank yes. I wanted to I'm kind of is am I lagging?
Hmm. Just a
You
bit,
guys can hear me?
a little bit.
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, no. Okay. But yeah, I just wanted to okay, that's better. But yes, last year when you guys came on and did your production, it was in your face, it was real, it was raw, it was what goes on. And at the same time, I know it invokes different feelings. Some things it was hurtful to see, but it's the truth. And that's what I enjoyed and respect about what you do. So what I'm going to do is let you have the floor and open the space up for you to um, speak about positive role models.
Okay, no problem. Thank you guys again for having me. I think this is an important platform, and I'm kind of honored that you even asked us to participate. My son, who is the co-founder, is away at school. He graduated last year and went off to North Carolina A&T. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention him as the co-founder. He was instrumental in developing some of those skits that you saw. But Positive Role Models is a subsidiary of our parent company, LTI Concepts. And the goal of Positive Role Models was really to equip our youth with necessary skills to manage some of the things that they deal with day to day. My son, Isaiah Exum, who is the co founder, kind of alerted me to in 2020 during the pandemic some of the issues that teenagers often find themselves battling with and really having no one to look to. And so, just out of an abundance of concern for him and other teenagers, we decided to put together skits. We have content skits, get it off your chest outings, along with individual counseling and things like that to give teens a outlet to really build their leadership skills. He described to me looking towards rappers and drug dealers and all these people as the most influential people in our community, and not really having any examples of people who were actually doing well, but not in that type of lifestyle. And so that's what we aim to do. It's under our parent company, LTI Concepts, and the tagline for kind of LTI Concepts is to be the missing piece, and we just hope to bring to DC three distinct puzzle pieces. One being positive role models, the other one being individual and family counseling, and then the third one just being training and consulting for agencies that we do in the city.
Okay. And how long ago did you all, how long ago did you start?
We started in 2020 for real. He was I think he was a beginning his senior year or towards the end of his junior year. So that was 2020, right as the pandemic kind of was taking off.
Yeah. So your lane opened up. It seemed like 2020 pretty much shifted everybody towards the lane they were supposed to be in, their purpose. And you guys just picked up and have been running with it.
Yeah,
So
honestly,
what else?
I'm sorry.
No, no, go on. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say honestly, as a parent, it was a very scary time during 2020 because they were home and really had nothing else to do. And I was, as a parent, outside of just being a clinician, I'm a licensed independent social worker here in DC. But just aside from that, as a parent, I was very concerned about the amount of content he was taking in from, you know, other
Yes,
influences. And so that was kind of one of another driving force for us.
definitely. I remember just checking in on my daughter because that was her graduation year. And for me, you're waiting for that big day for them to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
And the COVID, the pandemic hit, and it was like, what in the world? So I just was checking in on her mentally because I
Mm-hmm.
did start to hear the news about the kids, their mental health,
Mm-hmm.
and everything, which is pretty much what pushed me hard with art. And it was like, let me do something to help because these kids are at home. We might know how to handle being at home, or not, but the kids for sure had to figure it out. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I definitely feel you on being a parent and being concerned. And I'm glad that you were pushed where you were
Mm-hmm.
because like I said, the things that what you put out for in the community, we need to see it. We don't need no sugarcoat bubblegum stuff. It's gone on far too long. So what else do you have going on in the community?
So right now, being as though we have brand ambassadors, I want to mention Renaya, who was another. Both Isaiah and Renaya both went to Banneker, and those are the actors. We put out over 45 educational clips last year. When you talk about teen domestic violence or teen dating violence, what you saw with Queen Afi, we did that. We're now in the process of building more of an animated series, so we have a new brand ambassador that will come forth. We're also looking to put that content. They shot a lot of content. So if you ever have teams or want to see about the red flags along in dating, money issues in dating, things like that, we shot over 45 pieces of content, and it's still up on our Instagram handle. So we're in the process of moving all of that over to YouTube. And as a clinician myself, I am doing more work with agencies because Isaiah's away in school. So the new brand ambassador is turning everything to animation, and I'm more in the community working with agencies, training them on adverse childhood experiences and things like that.
Yeah, I wish you the absolute best with that because we need that. And best wishes for where you're headed. And let me see. What if you could tell your younger self one thing
Mm.
about relationships? What would
Mm.
what would you tell yourself?
That's a good question. Um, that's a good question. I would probably tell myself that give yourself some time. I think what I've learned in a teaching role and then working with Isaiah and them, what I've learned is that we often say that like teenagers love is like puppy love, but in fact it's very real to them. This is their first opportunity, talking about 16, 15, older. This is their first opportunity to really be in a relationship that has this level of intimacy that adults kind of experience over and over. And so I would say to my younger self, like, it's real, but give yourself some time. Like,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Like, what you feeling is real. What you experiencing is real. I know you in love or whatever you may be, but give yourself some time. You don't have to rush.
I like that. I do like that
Mhm.
because even now I feel like, even as adults, we still need to give ourselves time. And
Yeah,
sometimes
straight up.
it might happen too quick, but give yourself time.
Hmm.
Get to know yourself. That's what I
Hmm.
would definitely tell myself. But let me see what else. How what how would you I'll bounce back to Thais questions. I know we're getting ready to head to break, but what does it mean to you to be unapologetically black?
Like to live authentic without fear of what others may say, right? To live
Mm-hmm.
authentically without fears of what others may say. I think for so long, black people, even I was raised to kind of don't do that because you represent all of us. Um, and we weren't able to be authentic. And now you're seeing stuff like black boy joy, black girl joy, and those things I felt like, we couldn't do. And so now I'm like, man, look, I'm gonna live authentically without fear of whoever and whose ever opinion. I think I can't hear you.
That's the truth.
Oh,
That
there
is
you
the truth. And we all need to do that. And I'm learning that as well.
go.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
learning that as well. And that is definitely can you hear me? I'm sorry,
Yep,
guys. I don't know.
I got you.
You can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying that that is very true. I think that that message that you just gave, you can use that. You can use that in what you're doing. You do use that in what you're doing, and it's real. It's about being authentic, being true to you. So, and that's what I see in what you put out in the community as far as relationships, as far as being a positive role model. And I just want to thank you for your time. I look forward to seeing what you all do next and connecting with you guys again. And before we go, where can we find you? Where can our listeners find you?
So the easiest place to find us is at Positive Role Models on Instagram, and there also our website is www.lticoncepts.com. But once you go to Positive Role Models, you'll be able to see that in our link there. So Positive Role Models is the easiest way to find us. Oh, I think you froze again.
Okay. Oh my goodness. What is happening? I'm sorry,
There
guys.
you are.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep, got you.
I might have to go into my phone. But thank you so much for your time
No
on
problem.
next. And I look forward to seeing what you guys do in the community. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Oh, I guess are we going into our next song? We're about to have a break and go into our next song, which is Me, Myself, and I by Beyonce. You better recognize. right. Well, I have. Okay, I had to switch the electronics and bring it back, but that was Emotional Roller Coaster by Vivian Green, and you know how that can be sometimes those relationships. Um, which I'm actually going to go into my next guest. Now, for February, we celebrate Black History Month. Um, we celebrate Valentine's Day, but the last 11 years, my next guest and I, and a few others, have come together to bring awareness to teen dating violence. And I felt the perfect person to discuss this topic would be my sister in service, my partner in service, a community staple, uh, just this light for domestic violence, and that is Queen Afi, the founder of Domestic Violence Wares. Many tags. What's going on, sis?
And you know this, boo. And you
You
know this, okay? You already know we get together. It's some foolishness gonna go on.
yes,
It's some
yes.
foolishness gonna go on tonight, honey. Thank you for
I
inviting me tonight. I'm gonna try to stay on track.
yes. And you know, we our energy just flowing and flowing because this is around the time we Passion Over Poverty would have been popping off. Like we probably would have been getting ready for this weekend or next weekend.
I'm trying to
And
tell you.
yes, I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of it and just staying beside you for these 11 years. We're getting ready for Passion Over Poverty 2022 in
Yeah,
August. Y'all come skate
yes,
with us
yes, yes.
and post
Represent.
it. But I wanted to give you the floor, sis, give you your flowers, really tell you I appreciate you for all you do. I know I tell you at times, but at this moment, I wanted to tell you I appreciate you for what you do. Thank you for what you do in the community, for the community, being selfless, not selfish. And I just want to open the floor to give you your space to speak on domestic violence, wears many tags, and teen dating violence.
All right. Thank you so much for allowing me this space to share tonight. Um, Thank you to all of the listeners that are out there listening in. Teen dating violence is a very serious issue that our young people experience, um, beginning at the dinner table. You know, people would say, "Well, where does it start, Queen?" Um, it start with our young people looking at their parents at these dinner tables, and you know how those relationships transpire. Are they healthy relationships at your dinner table? You know, what did you learn then? When we talk about those many tags, we talk about verbal abuse being the number one tag, emotional abuse being number two, financial abuse being number three, sexual abuse being number four, and physical abuse being number five. So chopping up all those tags with our young people to get them identifying that it's going to be important that you communicate healthy as a couple. You know, it's going to be important that you each are equally aware of that other person's emotional state and their feelings and addressing their concerns. It's going to be important that two people bring finances to the table and not all of the financial hardship fall on one person. You know, and of course take the time, you know, to understand sex education and what that entails. So many of our young people get involved prematurely with sex, and you know they try to make a relationship out of it, you know, but this person may not even want that.
Mhm.
So that's going to take us back to the healthy communication where you're connecting those dots with that other person to understand, okay, what is it that we actually want in this relationship? Okay. And physical abuse is in a healthy relationship is being physically fit. to be able to stay in the longevity of a relationship, which we would like to see at least 30 years of that, 30 years of couples together, physically fit and healthy in their relationships. And of course, that's going to require drinking a lot of water, doing your exercise, uh, 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 getting your daily check-ins with your medical doctor, as well as your spiritual health, making sure that that is sustained when you're going into a relationship. When you're talking about being in a healthy relationship, now you can get into a relationship, but it's going to be healthy. Are you healthy to be in a relationship? And we got a lot of young people that is bonding off of trauma, which is the wrong way to indulge in a relationship with somebody. But I want somebody who can understand my pain. That's what people say. That's what young people say. I want somebody who can understand my pain. I want somebody who understand and know where I come from, and what it feels like to feel these many tags of domestic violence. Well, that's going to be unhealthy for a teen dating relationship and an adult relationship. It's going to be unhealthy to go into a relationship like that, and then try to build leverage as you go. Teens, we want you to be as healthy as you can be, indulging in, intimate partner relationship with someone. Is that enough, or do you need some more?
No, that's totally fine. If you had more, I'm all ears, because I know you have some gems you always um give out to the community, valuable information. I definitely agree with you on the dinner table conversations. They need to happen way more. And
It does.
I've seen it live and in the flesh with you, and how
Mhm.
impactful it is, and how
Mhm.
much people still need it.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so I really wanted to talk with you about, well, what made you want to bring awareness to teen dating violence.
Well, I started the organization approximately 15 years ago, maybe, or 14 years ago or something. And I wanted an organization that would first educate our community on domestic violence and not just give you that pamphlet or tell you to call 1-800 so and so.
That's right.
Where our communities at those dinner tables don't get the breakdown of, okay, what is the education behind these tags, and where does it start? How does it start? What can I do about it? How can I change my behavior? So we wanted to bring an educational perspective to the dinner table for our communities, as well as number two, I wanted an organization that would educate victims and abusers, women and men, teens, boys and girls, because again, we're not going to break this cycle until we start getting the abuser involved with the education side of it as well. And the reason for that is because a lot of research points to abusers being victims. So we got to educate them too and pull them into the conversation so they can help us end it. And then third, I wanted to focus on men being victims or males being victims of domestic violence, which all three of these were conversations that were not being had underneath this bracket. And so as I'm going around the community, of course, who's at the dinner table? We have our teen there, we have our elderly community there, we have our baby boomers, we have our young people. Everybody at the dinner table is affected by domestic violence. Everybody needs to be educated when it comes to domestic violence. So we ain't gonna single out one population. Every population at the dinner table needs to know this information. I mean, because it could be a friend of a friend of a friend of a foe that fall into something like this. And we just need to have those resources and education behind helping our friend or our loved one seek professional help for this. And so then along my journey, I'm teaching this for 7 years straight. No problem. I don't have no problem. I'm doing good. My daughter gets shot in the head, by her baby father. So, and people will say, well, what kept you pushing? How do you keep going? She kept me pushing. She kept me going because she encouraged me to chime into her population and really focus on giving them this information because they needed it. She felt like they genuinely needed it. She learned a lot on the journey as well. But when you fall in love, things are different when you fall in love. And the thing about domestic violence, honestly, it's not meant for us to live. Every single person who gets into a domestic violence situation or teen dating situation plan on dying. Plan on dying. Because it's not meant for us to live. It's meant for us to die. And there's a lot of victims that die out because that's what it's meant to do. So if we are survivors, if we have, we are still here, and able to share our stories, we need to be doing just that because it's by the grace of God that we're still here. So I'm still on that journey, still talking about it, still having the conversation that my daughter encouraged me to have, right? And continuing that platform of saying, look, we need to get our young people educated on these many tags of domestic violence, because the CDC want us to look at our young people. You say, how old should it start? How old should your child be when you start educating them on these tags? The CDC say 11 to 14 years old. I say 5. Start them off at 5 with the tags. I mean, your language is going to be elementary, but at least they'll be familiar with sticks and stones will break my bones and words will never hurt me. At least they would know that's a lie.
Yeah.
Early on, you know what I mean? And become able to process that, okay, this is not right. This doesn't feel right. And I shouldn't be going through this. Something is wrong with this. Something is wrong with somebody's putting you down every day about yourself. And that's starting in elementary. And it goes all the way to college and beyond college. So we definitely gotta stay, keep this conversation going. And that's what I've been doing, keeping the conversation going.
Yes, you have, and you do it so well. And I mean, just raw, like not fearless about it. It is your element. It is what you're here for, and you are a hell of a light doing it. And I
Thank
respect you so much for what you do because you don't shy away from it. And like the young ones, they will have, who she thinks she's
you.
talking
Yeah,
to,
I'm
and you
talking to
time
you.
enough for, yes, time enough
I'm
for
talking
them.
to you. That's who I think I'm talking to. And I'm gonna need you to listen for a minute. You can cuss me out after this or after I say
Yes,
what I need
yes,
to say, but you're gonna need to get this information, boo boo.
that's right. That is right. Well, two things, because I know we're getting ready to go into a break, but two things. If you could tell yourself one thing about relationships, what would it be?
One thing about relationships I would tell myself is slow down on the premature sex.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta jump in the bed with somebody and think that, what I mean, that's what you're supposed to do to get them to love you or care about you,
Mm-hmm.
or pay attention to you or validate you,
Yeah.
or make you feel better about yourself. I would tell my younger self, you do not need to be, indulging in premature sex because it's not going to give you the validation that you're looking for. That validation that I'm looking for is going to come within. It's going to
Mm-hmm.
come from within. And then I'm able to share that intimacy with somebody else. We really got to slow down on premature sex.
Totally agree. I totally agree. And last, where can people find you on social media?
Girl, DVWMT in your Google search. Just type in DVWMT, okay,
Yeah.
or type in Queen of Fee, and
Mm-hmm.
everything you need will come up. The only thing that I ask is that you inquire seriously, because we just had a terrible murder transpire on 295 with Passion.
Oh,
Pleasant was killed by her not baby father. He was not the father of none of her 6 children. And so Passion was, crying out for help.
mm,
She wanted to get the help, but the way the system set her up to get the help got her killed.
mm-hmm.
So you gotta take everything in stride, with this conversation. We gotta be serious about that person who say, look, I'm trying to get out this relationship, or I fear for my life, or I fear for my children's life. They need to be placed in somebody's hands that is delicate and that can really help them process that. I can't just leave my abuser. I will never tell a victim to leave his or her abuser. That is why we have so many victims that end up dead through this, male and female. And so we got to be very serious when we say, do you need help, or what is those resources and stuff? So if you're going to tap into me, please, serious inquiries only. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Be serious, because she's coming with the real deal. She's the real deal. I love you, sis.
Love
I
you more.
appreciate you. I
Thank
thank you
you.
for your time. I know you have so much coming up in the community. Make sure you guys check out Domestic Violence Wears Many Tags Support in time of need. Time of need. And next up we have Fantasia, Free Yourself. Sis, I see you at Passion Over Poverty 22. We're gonna get our skate on. Get our skate on.
All right, all right. Welcome back, Black Women Connecting Communities. And I hope you guys enjoyed our unapologetically being Black leaders in education tonight. This was great, Portia. Love, love, love tonight's show. Did you enjoy it?
I really, really did. I loved hearing the stuff that I heard tonight. Like I wanted to chime in on conscious part. Was like, whoa, like
It
whoa.
was yeah, it was a lot of information to take in from. I mean,
Yeah,
all of the guests were powerful, just
yeah,
powerful. And I'm appreciative of them giving back so much of themselves to just not only the community but just the youth, because and you and I, we've talked on several other shows, that we've had about just how important youth is, because we have children, all of us on the show have children, so it's always like that soft spot where we bring up just giving back to the kids and how we can make our families better, how we can communicate. I mean, just that, having that open mindedness of a parent, I think is so important for children today, being able to talk to them unapologetically. I mean, no pun, like seriously being open and honest, like you brought that up in regards to just laying it out flat, when we talked with Letitia, like that's just how you have to give it to them like that. You can't sugarcoat it. You can't beat around the bush. You have to be straight out with them. I really, really enjoyed those conversations.
yes. It was really, really nice. Really nice conversation. Valuable entertainment, edutainment. It was just, I love it. I'm thankful for each and every guest that came on tonight, and I enjoyed myself. I really did. I'm looking forward to the next and season 4. Hey, and season 4. Okay, yeah, okay. Let me calm
Tara,
down.
what was one of your favorite moments of tonight?
Let's see. I liked all of them, honestly. Conscience, I just love the fact that we have a black man teaching about music. I love that.
Mm.
I love it. It just warms my heart. I'm sorry. I just love that so much. I wish we could have elaborated more. I know we're gonna be having I think it's in April, we're gonna be talking about giving back through music, and we're gonna have some indie music features. So I would love to have Conscience back so we could pick his brain some more. Um
Yes.
Positive role models. I really like how Latissa, right? I don't want to say anybody's name wrong.
The fish. Mm,
I really like how she was talking about her son and how they formed their company together and how they giving back in a positive way. So I really thought
Mhm.
that was dope. And of course, Queen of Fee. Um, it's very obvious she's very passionate, and I
mhm.
love her passion. So I just had to give a little bit. Those were, I love everybody. Everybody was my
Yeah,
Yeah.
favorite, but those were the reasons why.
No, I love it. Yeah. Great show tonight, ladies.
yeah.
Definitely make sure you guys that you follow each and every guest that we had on tonight, because they will be able to connect you to so much that they're doing right now. And they're doing a lot, as you've heard
Mhm.
tonight. So make sure that you follow them. We have all of their hashtags and everything at the bottom of the screen, so you can check it out. Follow them at Conscious MC. Um, we have my name, my brain is like slipping from me. I'm so tired, but
The teacher from Positive Role Model,
yes,
And
Queen of
Queen of Fee. Yep.
yes,
yeah.
the domestic violence
Domestic
wears many
violence
things.
wears. I love that. Domestic violence wears many texts. Like when I was reading up on her, I was like, wow, that right there
Mm-hmm.
is deep, because
Yeah.
It's very,
that is the truth. And
it is.
we definitely need to talk more about that, because wow. And the stories that she was sharing, yeah. Oh man. Yeah, we
She has
definitely
some
need to talk
stories.
more about that. More
Yes.
about that. So thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. And tomorrow, Tara, you want to run down what we have in store tomorrow?
I sure will. So tomorrow we have our community segment. That's what we have. So
Mm.
we have our unapologetically black community series. It's going to be um Trista Billingsley. We're gonna have Trista Billingsley on. We also have Francesca Sparkle, and you remember her from Partners Now
Ooh.
Foundation working on her tell you guys about that tomorrow. And we might have another surprise guest. So you got to tune in. Tomorrow we'll be talking to our Black leaders in the community. You know I'm going to do all the plugs now. You got to follow us at BLK Women CC on all social media platforms. If you look right there at the bottom, you see the website. The website connects you to all the social media. www dot blkwomencc.com. Check us out. Once this is over, you can not watch, but you can listen to the podcast on our website, Black Women Connected Communities, as blk blkwomencc.com/podcast. That's where you can go to check it out. And then if you don't rewatch, you tuned in a little late, you want to rewatch us, you can just check us out on Facebook. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/BLK. It's always BLK Women CC. You got to Google us. So I can't wait. We should have Chris on tomorrow, hosting. We should have Miss L Boogie on tomorrow. And I think we might have Renee. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh,
Maybe. We'll
Renee.
see. Yes, because she helped. Of course, she's the producer of all of our shows, but she may be on tomorrow. So I think tomorrow's going to be great. We're gonna we have a lot to talk about in the community because we all give back, we all do
Yeah.
things.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be a good show tomorrow. So
It's,
tomorrow, 8
it's
p.m. Yep, for sure. Let me get all the ladies back on the screen. This is why I miss Chris. Chris,
Yeah.
you better be here tomorrow.
Yeah.
But she out making
I-
them coins. I know what she's doing, making those coins.
Yes, she is the Black Women Connected Communities and getting them coins.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
exactly. Well,
Thank
I
you,
have
So
one,
ladies.
ladies. It was great talking it up with all of our wonderful guests tonight. I know tomorrow's going to be a great closeout because we're all about community. So that is just a great finale to it. And then everyone has to make sure that they keep it. They following us so they can know when our new season premieres, what to expect of the new season. It's coming. It's coming. So
Yes.
yeah.
March 30th actually is the official debut. March 30th. No, I'm
Okay.
lying. It's March 9th. Well, March 9th is like another special. It's really the
Another
30th.
special. Yeah.
And the 30th, we'll be talking to local candidates. So we will be talking about voting, elections,
Yeah.
things of that nature. We'll be discussing that. And then on the 30th, we will be talking about Global Sisters United Day. It's that time again. Coming right up on it.
Okay.
Yes, the Global Sisters United Day is March 31st every year. But we're going to do a show on March 30th. We're going to tell you what you could do to participate virtually, in person. We got a lot. So you just got to
It's
keep
amazing
following us,
how
guys.
you just remember all of this in your head. Like
I look at it a lot
I,
before the show.
you just like what?
You guys know I have an announcement sheet, program outlines, rundown sheets. You already know. I gotta stay
Yeah.
prepared. That's why I can't be on camera all the time. I gotta remember things. It's a give and take. Give and take.
Yeah, that's why you are who you are.
That's why we're a team. Teamwork
Yeah,
makes the dream work always. But we're
my
gonna take it
brain
out.
is.
We got one more song, and I saved this for the end. It's one of my favorite songs. It's called Hotline Bling by
ah,
Drake. Yes.
yes.
Now, if you're
You know
watching
you
this,
got
you're
to
not
do
going to
the
be able to
dance.
hear it.
You got to do the dance.
That is why I
That's
love this
one of that's one
song.
of the songs you as soon as you said said the name, it was already in my head. I could like literally it was already in my head. Right.
And I love the colors in the video too. The colors and the squares. I love it
Oh my
all.
gosh.
So if you guys want to listen to that, you better go right now to www.wow, the letter U, radio.net/BLK Women CC is right there on the bottom of the screen. Again, wowuradio.net/BLK Women CC. And we will see y'all tomorrow.
See you
All right,
tomorrow. Good
y'all.
night.
Good night, y'all.
Good
We're
night, ladies.
outie.